Welcome back to the Bobby Dupre Show, and we said we'd be talking about the Table Français. I attended the Table Français last Saturday morning, and pictured here is Miss Mavis Frugier, who hosts this event once per month, and we've been talking about it a long time, mais j'ai pas été à ce qu'à le samedi juste passé. How about that? I had never attended until the Saturday that just passed us. And in the picture here is Miss Mavis Frugier, and a young lady from France, and she goes by the name of Marie Charrière, the last name. And she is here on an internship, and you'd never guess where. She's doing an internship at the St. Landry Solid Waste in more or less Whiteville, outside of Washington, Louisiana.
That's right. Close enough.
And she is...
Bags.
There you go. We got it now.
Took me a minute.
I could see the quirks that live across the road before you turn right there. Right. George and the family. And, of course, she is here to study something that they have in France, and that's a solid waste center. And they, like the Washington solid waste facility, captures the methane gas that this produces. And they're doing the same thing in France. And here I am talking with my hands like the Frenchmen talk with their hands. And she is here. Her father is in the solid waste disposal service. So she's very familiar with the going on, and she, I guess, is going to do some comparisons. Very intelligent young lady, and I enjoyed her French. It's a little bit different. It's the real Parisian French. But we'll show you some pictures of others. The young man with the blue striped shirt right there, right next to Marie, is, let's see, right here is Dustin Fouquet. Now, Dustin is practicing, he's studying French. He's from Avoyelles Parish, but he's working for the National Historical Park in the Cane River Creole section, and he's working on doing some research on 2 of the plantation homes on Cane River, which is very, very historic area. And he speaks pretty darn well, and before long he'll have it down pat, because he is very, very interested, and he gave us some beautiful information on the Cane River, and I'm pretty familiar with it. Let's see, let's show some more. What's the gentleman right there? Can you show him? You know him.
I'm going to get over some more here. We got the whole big group talking here and visiting.
There's about 20 of us that were there, and mostly French was spoken, I might add. Now, the young man sitting next to me, who is a friend of Dustin's, spoke hardly any French.
But you got to learn somewhere.
And the gentleman in the blue is Doc. From Orneville, well-known person. We all call him Doc. And the gentleman next to him in the cream and striped shirt with the glasses on is Mr. LeBlanc. I can't think of the first name right now, but a very important person in the Apollo and the NASA programs from Orneville, Louisiana, and a graduate of SLI, UL today, of course, in Lafayette, Louisiana, went on to perform some of the major discoveries of the, I guess, the products it took to develop.
To do the propulsion end of it.
The propulsion end of it. A very intelligent man, very humble. You would never know what part he played in it, but it was a very important part, I might add. And you know, in our own family, my aunts and George Parker, and my aunt who was married to George, her son Morgan played a very important role in the NASA program in Houston. And I might add, and Mr. LeBlanc also played a part in the Florida portion of it.
They take off in Florida. They got all the computers and stuff and run it out of Houston.
That's
and then you
correct.
got California is there as well.
And
in
that's
case
where
of a
he
problem.
stayed 30 or 40 years working for NASA.
They also do research in California as well.
Very interesting. We don't have, you can go to the...
That's Mr. George there in the middle, who I see at the Palace Cafe early on Friday mornings. Good morning, Mr. George.
And what is he there on Friday?
We go and have a little ecumenical Bible group that
Bible
get together.
study.
Guys
Well,
from
good.
all kind of different churches at 6 a.m. at the Palace if you want to join us.
And
that's New News logo.
New News
That's
logo.
clever. It's
Really,
the two
really.
N's and the two U's together.
And I
like that.
want to compliment these people for the work that they've performed on that
beautiful building,
old building. When you walk inside, it's a completely beautiful building. I want to just compliment the hard work. And we have a picture of a young man. This is Karen Willingham, and she does the gourds. We'll show a picture of her. This is George Marks from Arneville, not the George Marks from Opelousas.
Right.
He is the artist that came back home to Arneville and has, I guess, been the fire that lit everybody up to the things that were available in the Arneville area that could be used as a tourist. And also, people have a lot of talents, and they can come and sell their goods in this particular building here. And George he didn't participate with us within that. He was working in his office. Right now, I wouldn't take that picture of him working.
And then there's some of the gourds.
Yep, that's
does.
Miss Karen Willingham. Beautiful work she has right there. And this is the gentleman, and I didn't get his name, but he is well known in the French immersion program, the French classes that are taught around the area. He has nothing but a big, beautiful smile, and is well known to this group of French-speaking friends of ours.
And that's outside the building. It's the old Singleton lumberyard there as you go into Arneville.
That is correct. And there's another big section, by the way, where the artists work,
right,
and all of that painting and everything takes place. And this is Saturday night at the races at Evangeline Downs, and these are two nuns, Sister Jeanette on the left and Sister Judy Ann on the right, and they are stationed in Bunkie, Louisiana. They are the Sisters of the Living Word, and they work at the school there. And I might add, they are invited. This is the second time I've seen them there, and they're friends of Patsy and Joe Rink. And Mr. Joe and Patsy are the two people that put together I'm in Racing, the syndicate that we have. And then we have we lost a person extremely well known, a person loved by everybody that ever got to meet him, and I'm speaking of Mr. Ray Perkins, Sr. Mr. Ray graduated from LSU in the mid-40s, right after the Second World War. He was a Second World War veteran, and decided to come back home and run the family business, St. Landry Lumber. And this is the building that was there that he came back to and ran successfully for many years. Then he had a son, and maybe more than one son, but I know Austin, his son Austin, who is very heavily involved in the business, talked his father into building this big building right next to it. But Daddy, Mr. Ray says, you're not going to take down the old family historic building. And I went by Tuesday to offer my sympathies, because I knew we would be here taping the program Wednesday while the services are being held as we speak right now. But Mr. Ray was just, you know, certain people have a way with people, and he had a quite way with people. I remember when I owned Frank's liquor store. In the afternoons, 5:30, 6 o'clock, he'd quietly move in. All the young and the old knew him. They went up to him, how you doing, Mr. Ray? He was very cordial.
If you did any construction, anything around your property, you had to go by the lumberyard at some point, so everybody knew him. He knew everybody.
And he knew everybody. He'd have 2 toddies at the most, and he was gone back home. And I don't know, I went by, I knew I couldn't be with the family at this time, but I went by and spoke to Austin, and he was glad to see me. And I just want to say, I hadn't been there. We buy materials there, but I had not been inside the building in a couple of years. And let me tell y'all, as far as hunting,
cooking, outdoor type stuff, guns,
there's nothing else like it in the area. Nothing else. I'll put it up against any place. Austin, you have really brought something. It's an addition, because it's the people that do, the builders, the people doing work at home on their own projects. They also people that are outdoors type people. So you hit a home run right here.
Everybody, I know that's where they go.
And I know your daddy had to be real, real proud of the family, the way y'all keeping the tradition going of the Perkins family.
You got it. And they got some deer stands out there.
Oh yeah, and then you see got 3 of the big trucks in line to load up. To be going on a delivery.
Let me hit a couple sponsors here. How about Dixie Storage? All your storage needs. Dixie Storage can help you. If it's personal storage or commercial storage, they can handle it. They got big warehouses with the big loading docks. If you just need a little small unit to put a handful of things while you redecorate, and maybe to send some stuff off to the kids in college, you're going to put it there till the child enrolls. Good place to go. They got climate control. Maybe park your RV in some of them and plug it in to keep everything inside running. You can do that with Dixie. They've also got A+ Glass, a sister company with locations in Lafayette and in Opelousas. And don't forget, they've got the McCormick Hall and Event Center in Port Barre. A huge building, can handle hundreds of people for your events, with a huge kitchen, plenty of parking, all that good concrete that they like to pour on all the McCormick properties.
Mr. Randolph, what you could tell when he bought a place of business, a used building, the first thing he did was pour concrete all around it.
And Carl's Thrifty Way, if you need any kind of medicines, if it's a prescription, if it's over the counter, they can help you over at Carl's Thrifty Way. They can compound multiple prescriptions together to make it easier for you to take. They've got great home decorating ideas. They've got great gift ideas as well. Go by Carl's and just take a look around and look at all the pretty stuff.
A death that took place within, I guess you could say, within our organization, because both Lisa and John Duplichamp work for the company, our companies, OPAC and Eunice Auto Sales, Opelousas Auto Sales. John does, and Lisa, of course, is our girl Monday and Friday, all the way from the beginning to the end of the week, general manager within the office. And I might add that her mother-in-law, John was an only child, and her mother-in-law had some illnesses for the past few months, and Lisa really spent a lot of time, quality time, taking care of her mother-in-law. And of course, she was buried on Tuesday afternoon, and I was able to go by and visit with the family on Monday afternoon. And you reminded me of something also.
Where she worked right
and
over
I'm
here.
Speaking, of course, I didn't name Mary Catherine Reed,
right.
And she was a Duplichamp, married to Duplichamp, and she worked for us when I owned Toby's Country Corner, which later became Ray's Diner, and ultimately is Cajun's convenience store. Chevron, the big Chevron station on the corner of South Union Street, the old Sunset Highway, we refer to it, and Heather Drive there.
There you go.
I put that thing together years ago. Another one, friend of mine that passed away, don't think we were related, but knew him real well, was Dalvis Dupre. My deepest sympathies to the Dalvis Dupre family.
We're going to take a minute break here at the halfway point on TV and radio. Folks, we'll see you on the other side of 1 minute.